Hello, everyone. Wow, I'm already starting off hoarse. Okay, hey, everyone. Welcome to Thursdays at 3. I'm your host, Jason Crespin. Today is already September 8th. September 8th. And you're like, why does that date sound familiar? It's because we've been saying it a lot here at the theater because today, Guys and Dolls starts performances. We are so ready for shows. We're so excited. So many things, of course, going on at the theater. But it's always a really, really fun day when it's a show day and it's right when the show's about to open and it's that exciting, nervous, fun energy. But we're very, very excited. Again, I'm your host, Jason Crespin, Managing Artistic Director for ALT. So glad that you guys are watching. Hello, Tracy. Tracy's one of our regulars. Brayden, we miss you, Brayden. Break a leg on all your show that you're directing. Hopefully it's going very well. Sean Walsh, I love you too. Our choreographer extraordinaire, ALT warrior, and just an awesome, awesome guy. We love you, Sean. So yeah, before we guys, we have a jam-packed show today. Not one, not two, not three, not four. We have, we do have four. I don't know why I said not four. Well, technically we have five, I guess, but four of our amazing stars from Guys and Dolls. We have the guys, we got the dolls, we got them all. We're very excited. It's going to be a fun, fun show today. But before we get to them, all of our fun people are watching. I love it. Hey, Shelly, hopefully you're having a great fall. There's our amazing assistant director, Carla Fristo. Hey. Before we get to going on what's going on at the let's talk about what's going on at the theater. Guys, if you have not been, maybe you did not get a chance to go see Significant Other, what shame on you. It's a phenomenal show. But if you're dropping off your kid over the adventure space or anything like that, you may have noticed the adventure space looks a little different. We want to do a huge shout out and a thank you to Blank Spaces. Look at our awesome mural, y'all. If you have not seen our mural, oh my gosh, it's absolutely fantastic. Blank Spaces. This is just part one. We will have a second part, part two, and then a part three, and hopefully a part four. We got some great ideas for all that whole wall. But this is part one. So huge thank you to Blank Spaces. We also had grant money from the city. So thank you for the mural grant association. But anyway, we're super excited. So if you get a chance, drive by the adventure space, check out the awesome mural. There might be some famous silhouettes, some famous local silhouettes in that, which we're very excited about. Speaking of the Academy had auditions this week. Miss Michaela and Mabry Fristo, her assistant director, they had auditions for Robin Hood, the rest of the story. If you remember, this is an original play that is written by our very own Carrie Huckabee and music by Jeffrey Pickens. Very exciting. So congrats to all of those kiddos. I think there's like over 70 kiddos that auditioned for Robin Hood. And I know the cast list, I believe, goes out on Sunday. They had callbacks yesterday. So congrats to all of you guys. Very, very excited for that. What else is going on? Let me pull up some more comments. Ooh, April says, cannot wait to see the show tomorrow. We can't wait for you to see the show as well, April. You're going to love it. You're going to love it, love it, love it. Brayden says that mural brings me life. I can't wait to see it in person soon. Yes. Oh, and I forgot to tell, I need to spread the word. I'll try to take, Mabry took a photo of me and I forgot to share it, but our mural is actually interactive. What? Interactive, you say? How so, Jason? Well, okay, see how that silhouette with the ponytail has like the hand like this? If you stand in that position and you hold your hand like this, actually going this way, it looks like you are blowing the smoke of the theater's magic smoke. So FYI, we'll probably put like a little paint spike mark so people know that. What else is going on at the theater? Okay, this isn't really going on at the theater, but it's my show, so I'm gonna promote it. Before tomorrow morning, if you get a chance and you are like bored for 20 seconds, shoot me a quick vote. I am a finalist in the Live with Kelly 24, final for 24 of Trivia Dancers. Guys, if the cash prize, nonprofit, it's hard at nonprofit world. So help a brother out with maybe helping me win a cash prize. Those of you who know, yes, I've done a lot of stuff with Live with Kelly and Ryan, but I'm a finalist. You just go to that website, Live with Kelly and Ryan, go to the trivia dancer little grand prize voting, click on my video, and then click on that heart. You change the heart from pink to blue, and then you pretend or you say that you're not a robot, and then that's how you vote. Literally less than 20 seconds, y'all. Give me a vote. Come on, come on, come on. I'd love to win. So yeah, but you got to vote before tomorrow morning. So just throw me a vote if you get a chance. Also coming up, in fact, I have a meeting for it after this, coming down the pike, September 19th and 20th, auditions. That's right. Clybourne Park has auditions the 19th and 20th. These are, just a reminder, the audition packet is on the website, and there are audition sides for this show. So check out the audition packet. You can download all that information, of course, on our website. But we want to make sure we'll remind you as it gets closer and closer that we have Clybourne Park auditions directed by our very own Stephen Crandall coming down the pike. Oh, Braden says that he will get his cast to vote tonight. Awesome, Braden. The more votes, the better. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, talking about Guys and Dolls, of course, we want to remind you, Guys and Dolls will be opening today, the 28th through the 25th. It's today, y'all. If you're like, man, I really want to go, or I want to help out, or anything like that, contact our volunteer coordinator. You know her, you love her. It's Miss Lissa. Lissa, of course, at amarillo.littletheater.org. Give her a call, 806-355-9991. P.S. That's how people know how old you are, because when you pantomime a phone, if you're old, you still do this. And if you're young, you do this. How crazy is that? Ask a child to pretend to be on the phone, and they'll do this. They don't do this. Or they'll say, take a picture, and they're like, okay. They don't do this anymore. That's how you know you're old. Mind blown, right? Mind blown. But if you want to usher for Guys and Dolls, if you want to work concession for Guys and Dolls, let Lissa know. We would love your help. Give us 45 minutes, an hour. Help us out. We would love that. Also at Guys and Dolls, when you come to see the show, two things I want to let you know about. One is that if you are a current Producer Circle member, and you know if you are, you still can be if you want to be, but we have a cool new benefit this whole season. If you are a Producer Circle member, are you ready for it? Bam! You can pre-order your concession items. What? No longer waiting in that very long line, which we love that line. We love that line. Our concession workers get that line moving quickly. But if you're like, I don't want to do that. I want to pre-order my drinks. I want to pre-order my cookies. I want to make sure I get my cookie. If you're a Producer Circle member, stop off at the theater, the box office before the show, then the same night, fill out your order, you'll pay. And then when you come out of the theater, we have a Producer Circle table that is just for you, and it will have your name with those lovely drinks, the bottled water, the Ruffle Cup cookies, the Palace coffee, whatever you ordered, it'll be there for you. So great, huge benefit. Thank you for all of our Producer Circle. We wanted to do something as a give back to you. And then also we are going to have a raffle. We won't have it tonight because we want to have it for our technically our opening tomorrow, but we will have a raffle table in our lobby. You'll see it with these four pairs of dice, if you will. But basically we're raffling off a night out on the town. We're going to have a Southwest gift card. We're going to have gift cards to the Metropolitan, to Six Car, Hollis Six Car. We're going to have tickets to the opera. We're going to have tickets to so many different events. We have a gift card from Apricot Lane, from Dotsy's, from the Royal Bar, from Palace Coffee. Tons of great stuff in this package, right? It'll be $10. $10. Are you ready for this? You pay your $10, and then they're going to give you a dice. And you roll that dice, and whatever number you roll on the dice, that's how many entries you get for this raffle. So if you roll a 4, you get 4 entries. I know, Dillon, mind blowing. He's backstage going, what? So excited. If you roll a 1, you get 1 entry. If you roll a 6, 6 entries. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So give us your $10, and you'll have a great time supporting the theater, doing a little gambling. Not really gambling, but kind of. Okay. All right, let's get to what all you guys are really here for. I know you guys aren't here to hear me jabber on. You're here to see the talent. You're here to see the pretty faces. You're here to see the people who sing better than the people that are even on Broadway. These people are stars, I'm telling you. Let's go ahead, and Dillon is eye rolling a left and a right backstage. So let's bring on our cast. Dillon, Emily, Sarah, and Jason. Hey guys.
Hello.
Those Guys and Dolls. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Well,
Great.
Rock
Good.
on, rock on. I love it. You guys were all 4 of you, of course, have been doing an absolutely amazing job. But it was so fun. We'll get to it in a little bit. But it was so fun also being on the stage with you last night, seeing it from a whole different angle. And I was like, wow, this is the best ticket in town, is the one on stage. I love it. Which, looking back, I should have sold a ticket that would have been like a patron at the Hot Box. We should have had that be like a raffle item. Somebody could grab. I just now thought of that. We should have had someone sit up there where they could have said, "Hello, Adelaide."
$1,000 raffle.
$1,000. You hear that, mom from Mexico? Emily's mom's in town. If you want to be in the show,
She says, "Woohoo!"
I love it. I love it. Okay, real quick, for those of our viewers who may not know who you are, remind us who you are and who do you play in the show. And we're just going to go clockwise.
Let me first then. I'm Dillon Kizarr. I play Sky Masterson in the show.
Guy Masterson.
I'm Emily Benton, and I play Miss Adelaide.
Miss Adelaide. She wants to be Mrs. Adelaide, but
Ooh.
she's Miss.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm Sarah Dunn, and I play Sergeant Sarah Brown.
Sarah Brown, played by Sarah Dunn. I love it. A lot of Sarahs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jason Driver. I play Nathan Detroit.
Nathan Detroit. I love it. I love it. You guys are all doing absolutely an amazing, amazing job. Carla Fisher right there. Love these people so much. We love you, Carla. So real quick, obviously you guys all are volunteers for the theater. Sarah, you've probably been volunteering the longest of our group. Your first show, am I correct, was the very first time we did Sweeney Todd, correct?
Yes, and I was 21, so however long that was.
5 years ago, Sarah.
Yes.
Now she's 26, looking fantastic. Yeah, because Sarah, you were a WT student back then. Of course, have done so many shows. Am I correct? If I'm remembering your bio correctly, 16th.
Yeah, this is the 16th.
16th show for Sarah.
15
Dunn.
musicals, 1 play.
What play did you do? I don't remember.
Moon or Moonlight? Moon over Buffalo?
Moon Over Buffalo. That's right.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. That's
Wait.
right.
Who are you in Moon Over Buffalo? Wait, what year did you
the
do
one
it?
that
They did
cried
it
all
multiple times, right?
Sorry, what?
Did they do it multiple times?
It
Moon
would have
Over
been the one that you
Buffalo?
helped out with, Jason.
I just came and saw that one.
Oh, you saw it.
I-
Okay.
It was like 2013 or something.
Yeah.
Who were you in it?
The lady that just cries all the time.
Eileen.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. And
I
then,
love it.
like,
We're
wow,
building bridges.
nice.
We're building bridges. Fans meeting their actual
we're
fans.
connecting
Love it.
links. Yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
Y'all
Yeah.
scenes are going to even have that much level tonight, even more so with that connection. I love
Yeah, all our scenes. Yeah, me and Sarah
and
scenes.
I know, yeah.
Watch out for those.
Those are the
it. And then Jason, you, I know, volunteered. Did you volunteer first? Was it Millie? Was the early modern Millie your first time to volunteer at ALT?
Yep, and you were in that.
Yeah, I remember you backstage. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we had so much fun with that. And then, of course, have gone on to do, you then did Sweeney Todd, the most recent Sweeney Todd. That was your onstage debut for ALT, correct?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Cabaret as the MC and all these great shows, assistant directed art, and now playing Nathan Detroit. Dillon, of course, his first show back in pre-COVID days of Stacey Jackson, Rock of Ages, when everyone was like, who's this guy? Then, of course, followed it with The Humans. Then, what was after The Humans?
Once.
Once.
the musical.
That's right, Once. Thank you. Then, of course, Cabaret, and then a little bit shorter, and Shrek as Lord Farquaad, of course. But making the rounds for sure. And then Emily, you've been a patron this whole time. You have been coming and seeing all of the shows. And then this show, you're like, I think I'm going to audition.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went.
And it's so funny because so many of our ALT warriors, Terry and Jenny Morgan and different people like that have been like, oh, there's this girl, I really want her to audition and blah, 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 blah. And so then when you did audition, people were like, Emily's finally auditioning. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So I want to hear from you first. What made you think I want to audition for this one?
I love the show. I think it was one of the first musicals I ever really fell in love with and was so visually enthralled with it. And then we sang a lot of the songs in high school when I was in choir. So I kind of already knew the songs. I was already familiar with it. And I was just kind of at this point in my life where all these things came together. And I'm like, this is such a fun show. I would just love to be in it. And so I gave it a shot.
Nice. I love that.
I can't believe you guys were so brave and just took a chance on me. It kind of blows my mind, but thank you.
Well, when you brought it in auditions, and so it was a fun thing to come about with our cast list for sure. Sarah, for you, was this always a show that you always thought you wanted to audition for?
I didn't really know Guys and Dolls that well. Funny
Yeah.
enough, I only had seen a high school production, Canyon High School, I think.
Sure.
I hadn't even watched the film until
Yeah.
like a week after the cast list.
Sure, yeah.
I just learned 3 of the songs that Sarah Brown sang and read the script, and that was kind of my first experience.
You're like, I'll come in audition, just,
Yeah.
Well, and Sarah, I always think of you, I mean, you have such a love for golden age musicals, those Rodgers and Hammerstein shows and stuff like that. And so I felt like this show, especially with your voice, your classically trained voice, just fits so perfectly. Like, your character has come so far as well, and so it's just fun to see you in this role. Dillon and Jason, what about you guys? Were you guys thinking like this whole time, like, I want to audition, this is a bucket list show for me? Or I know, Jason, you've wanted to do this show for quite some time, right?
Well, yeah, if Dillon doesn't mind me saying so, I remember initially kind of having to convince him that the show was good. Not good, but just like, I was just like, no, yeah, like, there's like a lot more to this. Like, I promise you. Like, and sure enough, here we are doing it. And like, I think everyone, myself included, like, even though I loved the show since before it was announced, it is just like doing it is a completely different thing. So yeah, I've always loved it, but I'm just so glad that I got to actually do a bucket list show, another one before I leave. So yeah, I just feel really
Dillon,
good
what about
about
you?
it.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's not wrong, I guess. He didn't have to convince me it was good. Like, obviously the music is good. When I heard it, I was excited about it. But I was like, Sarah, I didn't really know the show. And so now that we're doing it, it's like every single part in the show, no matter how small, needs an immensely talented person to pull it off. And so just the fact that it's that big of a cast and everybody is this talented, it's really awesome how it's coming together.
It's so true. The show is so stylistic. It has this kind of extra element of not, I don't want to say like a cartoon or anything like that, but just has this kind of extra realism, if you will, of this kind of, it's like everything is a little brighter colors, and the reactions can be a little bit bigger, and almost a melodrama, if you will, but within the musical realm. And so I think once everyone kind of grasped on that and went for it, they've had a lot of fun. But you're right, we have tons of people in the ensemble that have been leads before, and they're all stepping up and playing these great characters. And they have to, in order for the show really, really to be a success. We should mention, of course, music direction by Jennifer Akins, Sean Walsh, choreographer, assisted by Callie Kilburn. And then we, of course, have amazing costumers, Joni Norris, who's costuming our show. She is an Academy parent. This is her first time to kind of take those reins of costuming, and has had a blast. She, of course, has Elizabeth Carlson helping her, and Joey Hill. So we're very, very excited and thankful for them. Tana Robertson, who's designing our set. I think I have a photo or two that we've shared. There we go. You can kind of see our set there of our gamblers gambling away there. I love this photo of you guys with some of our gangsters there having a good time. With this show, it's a big show, but you guys kind of all share the weight. The 4 of you as the leads, you guys each have your moments, but then you have some downtime as well. How is it, I guess, getting, Emily, this is your first show with us, you and Jason having the rapport, Dillon, you and Sarah having that rapport. How did you guys work on kind of working that out, that trust that you guys needed to have these relationships on stage?
Well, I saw Jason in Cabaret, and he blew my mind. And so I already knew he was amazing. I already knew I could trust him from the word go. I saw his audition. Even Jason, you're so dynamic. Even in auditions, I was like, oh my gosh, you're just such an amazing actor. So it's been really a pleasure and a learning experience to work with him. But I knew just seeing his work that he was great. And so I knew I could trust him. I knew he would help me. And I think we just kind of got along from the start. We just made an effort to talk, and if either one of us felt we were dragging a little bit, we'd help each other, and it was just really, I think, collaborative from the beginning.
Sure, yeah.
I echo everything she said. Like, it's just been great working with her. she's the perfect Adelaide.
It's been fun to see y'all's dynamic because we've kind of just described it like a pickleball match, because you really, like, one of you has to hit it and then hit it back, and it's this back and forth kind of, especially for you guys, like in Sue Me and these numbers, this back and forth scenes, and you guys turn on a dime about being mad at each other and in love each other, and in the meantime sneezing and coughing in between, and so yeah, very, very true. Dillon and Sarah, what about you? You guys have your character arcs are completely different. You guys are oil and water at the beginning, and then have to figure out how to get through with the show.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Dillon in all of his shows, and I've always just really thought he was amazing. And I had to do a lot of hard work on acting that I didn't really know a lot about myself. I'm a singer first, but I'm really excited to be able to show these new skills. And he's just always a very big encourager and shows so much patience, and I just really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's important with the scene partner.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been fun to just go through every scene, and I think really repetition has helped us, and every time we go through it, we just get more comfortable with each other, and that's really what it's all about. It's just comfort and trusting each other, and I think we're at a really good point right now with that.
Yeah.
Well, and all four of you have been really good about doing something that inspires me, like, oh, that was a good instinct, let's go with that, and let's add this then element in the blocking, and then let's keep adding. So I feel like we just kept adding layers and layers and layers for these characters, to where now, I mean, you guys are reacting so well to each other. You're listening to each other and having these honest reactions that really, really work, I think. Plus, all of you sound absolutely fantastic vocally. Oh my gosh. So sneak peek, this just in. We do know that there's obviously world news that's more important than our show right now that has occurred today. But this just in, sneak peek, I'm going to show you just four ever so slightly videos of our last dress rehearsal last night that just showcase a little bit of these amazing vocals. We'll go just real quickly, one after the other. Here we go.
If she's getting a kind of a name for herself, and the name ain't his.
Time to have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me.
That's all you get. That's all you get, people. That's all you get. You pay money to see the rest of those clips. You gotta see live performances. So good, you guys. I'm seriously, you guys have been a blast to work with and just your characters. So let's talk about what happened in live theater last night. Those of you viewers who may not know, we haven't really had even a time to post about it because we've been working. Sadly, one of our cast members, 10 minutes before call time last night, found out the news and sadly tested positive for COVID. And so when that happens, we got to the theater, we talked to everyone, we had tests available if anyone was feeling symptomatic and anything like that. And hurriedly I ran home and got a suit together. And so this weekend, the role of Big Julie will be played by me, none other than your own very director. It's one thing to be on or to direct you guys and be like, yeah, I know the show. And then backstage, I was like, where are we? What scene is this? The Carnation scene? Like, has it gone to Havana? I don't remember. Like, didn't remember a thing in order backstage last night. Jenny was sweet. She took this photo of me backstage as I was quickly looking over lines and getting together. But Joni found a different suit for me today, so that's going to be great. And so I have spent the day memorizing lines. Woohoo! We're going to miss you, Travis. Big shoes to fill. I can never play Big Julie like you, but I will scrape by at least, hopefully, with a couple of lines and different things like that. I just missed this. Jeffrey Pickens said, "I think I know these people." Jeffrey, we hope you do. Yes. Aspen Yonker sending her heart eyes, and then Rab says, "Best understudy ever." Did not know I would be an understudy, but yeah, it's been fun. I will say this: last night doing "Sit Down, You're Rocking Boat" for the very first time. Never had done it until like going out there, watching. Thank God Hugh Fristo was in front of me. Man, they sit down and get up a lot. I was like, this is a workout. My thighs were feeling it, but it was a lot of fun. But yeah, so that'll be a fun adventure this weekend. But again, live theater, the show must go on.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. I want to ask you guys real quick about with the show and what's a kind of maybe a first step for you in how you guys develop these characters. You know, they're completely different than who you guys have played before. You know, Dillon, you played an 80s rock legend, and Jason, an MC of a cabaret, you know, in Europe. And Sarah, you've played these roles that rely heavily just on your vocals, not necessarily a whole ton of you. This is the biggest role acting-wise you've had on our stage.
Yes.
Emily, I don't know you that well, but I do not think that you work at a hot box as a dancer in some sort of, you know, location. And if you do, that's no worries. All the props for you. Yeah, fantastic, right? So I want to ask you guys, how did you go about developing your characters? Like, what were some things that you did to make these characters your own? Jason, let's start with you.
I mean, honestly, I wish I had a better answer than just like living it and just like being in it every time I'm at rehearsal and just like immersing myself into Nathan. And even like sometimes when I'm not at rehearsal, I'll find myself doing like Nathan mannerisms, and then I will just like realize, oh, like I should incorporate that into the show. But it really is, like Dillon said earlier, it's just repetition. It's just getting comfortable with yourself in the character, and like I said, just kind of living it and being unafraid to mess up sometimes and being unafraid to take risks and just feel it out for yourself. And obviously you guided me in the exact direction that the role needed to go in, and it's just, I'm so happy with it, honestly. Like, the role that I'm playing right now is unrecognizable to the role I was playing even 2 weeks ago, I feel like. So
Oh, sure. Yeah.
yeah, it's just a process, you know?
Yeah. We'll go to your Adelaide. Adelaide, what about you?
You know, like we talked about, I knew Adelaide before I auditioned, and I think what I've always like had to do is it's really important not to make a caricature out of her.
Yeah.
That she is funny and she is silly, but what she's feeling is very real. And I think just like Jason, I had to kind of go through that journey, and even me and you a couple of days ago, we had to make a really big switch and like be like, you know what? Have to find a tender moment here. It can't all be putting on the Ritz. It can't all be the performance and this like Jaja that she's always doing.
Yeah.
You have to also find the humanness in her where she really is sad sometimes. And this is a really hard situation for her. And yes, mostly it's wonderful, comedic, and hilarious. But you have to kind of find those tender moments. And so I think that's what's made her a fully rounded character, is not making fun of her, but having fun being her.
Yeah, she's not the joke. She's the one that's in on the joke, that's making it. You know, she's pretty smart and taking care of business as well. And
Yeah.
and that night that we made that switch in that scene is the second time I've cried in this rehearsal process. The first time I cried in the rehearsal process was Dennis singing Arvide.
That made me cry too.
Dennis Stewart plays Arvide, which is Sarah's grandfather, and when he has a great song in Act 2 that he sings. And it's just this tender, sweet song that if you know anyone that has been somebody older in your life that has looked after you or wanted to make sure to take care of you, this song will definitely touch that nerve. And yeah, he does a great job. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for audiences to see Dennis in this show as well. Sarah, what about you whenever you're like, okay, you got the vocals down, but let's work on this.
I mean, Sarah Brown starts out one way, and she evolves through the show, and it's amazing because her initial personality is very much like mine, very serious, and then she loses control kind of and falls in love, and I just have to, you know, I don't know. I kind of think. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you took risks in the show.
Yeah.
For you, it was like we kept saying, jump, Sarah, jump off the ledge. We got you. We'll catch you. We got
Yeah.
you. Make those decisions and jump. And you were like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna stand here. And you're like, no. We will push you. And then when you started jumping, you were like, it was like getting in the pool. Like, just jump in the pool. And you were like, I'm gonna put a toe. And it was like, no. You are now splashing in that pool. You are splashing others in that pool. Yeah. I gave you the note the other day. You are having fun. You're finally, I think, having fun and trusting yourself, which is big.
Yeah. I mean, to kind of get in her head, I think about myself about 10 or 12 years ago, you know.
Yeah.
How that whole, you know, dating and falling in love and everything like that. And but yeah, when we go to Havana, I have got to just disconnect and just go for it.
It's so fun. It's so fun. Dillon, what about you whenever you were developing your character?
I think I have kind of a similar process for all my characters. I like to find what I relate to them, like, how am I Sky, or how am I whoever I'm playing? And then I find the differences, like, how am I not Sky? And then I can learn more about Sky as a character and try and implement that in the acting and in the scenes. And so, you know, just like I said, repetition and playing off other people, reacting, like you said, and your direction, honestly, has helped me develop this character a lot. So,
well, it was fun. It was fun whenever you and I had that moment when I said, it's okay that Sky can be funny.
Yeah, that helped a lot.
Because I think a lot of people play Sky just a certain way, and it's like, no, he knows what he's doing, and there's some lines that he has that's funny. Like I think whenever I allowed you to be funny, you were like, okay, and took off from there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny, these golden age musicals, a lot of people just kind of have these blinders on of what they think, like, Sky can't be funny and Adelaide's a caricature and you know, super dumb, and that Nathan Detroit is just this swindler that doesn't necessarily have a heart, and you know, that Sarah is the vanilla and that she has no flavor. And it was like, no, let's expand that. Let's take those kind of precursors away, or what the people just normally expect of these characters, and let's see what happens if we add a little flavor to Sarah. And oh wow, then we got Sarah in Havana, and different things like that. So that for me as a director has been really fun to just kind of see you guys make those choices and grow, and then just make it balanced with everyone else in the show. That's been a lot of fun for me, at least. Cherie, your fellow cast member, says, I think I know them too. I hope we all know each other that's in the cast. I love it. We, of course, will want to remind everyone who's watching that Guys and Dolls, of course, yes, begins tonight. Tonight tickets are 2 for the price of 1. We have shows, our tonight's show is, of course, at 7:30. Friday and Saturday, we have shows at 8 o'clock. No show this Sunday. We need a day off this coming Sunday. In fact, let me look real quick. I'm going to get this wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 28, 29. I think I could be wrong, but they'll correct me if I'm wrong. But Noah, Brandon, and I, after Saturday, we will have worked 28 days at the theater straight with no day off because of Clyburn Park and all of the shows and work calls and stuff like that. So Brandon and Noah and I were talking the other day. We were like, we cannot wait for Sunday when we can sleep in. And for one, I mean, not that the theater's bad, but just for one day where we don't have to be at the theater. It's going to be a joyous, beautiful day.
Jason, you've done so much great work. Thank you for everything you've done.
No, it's been fun working with you guys. Like I said, you guys bring so much to the table that we're playing is really what we're doing. I feel like I'm just going to the playground every night, and it's like, Tag, you're it now. You can see what you can do, and then back and forth. And you guys do a great job. You really are passing the baton to one another, you know. After this big, you know, huge dance number, it gets passed on to, you know, the Gamblers, and then it gets passed back on to Sarah and the Mission, and then back and forth. And you guys are all doing a really good job of keeping the pace up and making sure you're setting each other up for success, which is huge. It speaks volumes of what a great ensemble that you guys definitely are. And then, of course, you guys are just having fun. Those dances are a blast. And again, the costumes and all of the elements of our set, I think, are really, really coming together and have been fun. And that newsstand, boy, that newsstand looks
Gorgeous.
fantastic.
So fun.
It really does look great, though.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Like,
Sadly, the newsstand was not going to be in the Globe News photos, and then I was like, "Oh no, we're going to put them in the Globe News photos." So I was
That
like,
has to make the cut.
yeah, we're gonna get the three gamblers to be in front of that, and that'll be great. Also, okay, I want to ask you guys, especially, you know, we have somebody like Sarah who's been here for 16 years. Dillon and Jason, of course, have been volunteering for several seasons, and then Emily as a patron for so long, and now part of the performers. I just want to know what's one of y'all's favorite things about either the show or about ALT. You know, Jason, you're about to go off and to bigger and brighter stages and things like that this coming fall. But I always like to know, you know, from a veteran perspective, from a new person's perspective, what's kind of your go-to favorite things about ALT? We'll start with Sarah, who's had the longest to think about this question.
I just feel like it feels like home where you can perform and always feel supported, and it's just a blast. Just
yeah. Jason?
I think of so many things, I can't narrow it down to one, but I don't know. I just feel like it's such a rock for the community, and so many people wouldn't know one another or patronize one another or whatever if it weren't for ALT, and it's probably been like that for years. And obviously beyond that, just the impact it has artistically on everyone involved in the community. I truly think it's beautiful, and I'm just so happy I've been able to be a part of it, and I'm just lucky to work with all of you and to know you because of ALT, and that's the best thing about it.
Sure, yeah. Combine so many different walks of life into one place. Dillon, what about you?
I think probably my favorite part about ALT is just how positive of an environment it is. I don't think I've ever gone into the theater and felt down. You know, it's hard to feel down when so many people are lifting you up or encouraging you or telling you, you know, don't worry about the bad stuff. We're just playing around. It's like you said, the ability to just go in and act like a fool, and everybody's just right there having fun with me.
Sure. That's what rehearsals are for, to take those risks and to figure out and to be vulnerable in front of a group of people. That way you can then come up with a plan and figure out what works for the actual shows. I agree. And that positivity is very helpful. Emily, what about you?
Well, I've always been so impressed with this place. I grew up going to community theater and going to bigger theaters, and I just grew up loving live theater. So when I moved here, I immediately wanted to just come to every show. I've been to a lot of. I think my first one I saw was Les Mis. I don't.
Oh,
remember.
wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and I was so impressed. And I was like, oh my gosh! So every show has just been, to me, fully professional and fully impressive. And so the fact that I got chosen and I'm in this one, I know why. It's because everyone is dedicated. Every single person in this cast and crew cares. They care. They're having fun, and we're always having fun, and we're staying positive. But it is like everyone wants it to be the best, from like
Sure.
detail to your costume, to your hair, to the cue, to every single thing, to the direction. It's like there's just a lot of dedication, and there's a lot of just love and friendship. And I think, like Dillon and everyone has said, like the trust that you have with one another to be like, I trust you, I trust your decisions, and this is going to be great. And so I know now as a patron why things look so good, because everyone brings their A game. Like,
yeah, it's very true.
Every day.
Well, and like you said, you know, we have people that are, you know, crew members that have starred in shows before. We have people who volunteer their time by, you know, sewing costumes and making sure the fit looks good, and are working sound cues and all of the things. So it's a big team effort for sure. We failed to mention, just in case people who are like unfamiliar with Guys and Dolls, real quick, the storyline is basically we have Nathan Detroit. He has been dating Miss Adelaide for 14 years. She's ready for that ring. Nathan Detroit has a friend named Sky Masterson who's in town, likes to make some bets, and makes a bet with him that he cannot take a girl to Havana, and that girl happens to be Sarah Brown, who's the leader of Save a Soul Mission, the opposite of what a gambler would maybe choose to go with to Havana. And so it's the same old story as always, where two different types of people from two different backgrounds come together, and the outcome of that, and then hilarity ensues with all the other characters. So you guys are doing all amazing. Shree, your fellow co-star, says, my husband and coworker of ours is coming out tonight. You all look awesome. A lot of my coworkers from Amazon know about the show. Some will be coming out this month. Word of mouth works all the time. That's right. We want everyone to know about Guys and Dolls, so we want to spread the word as best as we can. Again, reminder, Guys and Dolls this coming weekend. Look at those faces. Look at those mugs. Look at that wig. I love it. September 8th through the 25th. Tonight, still tickets available, 2 for the price of 1. Students, we want to remind you, are always 2 for the price of 1. And then, of course, give us a call, 806-355-9991. Visit the website, amarillo.littletheater.org for tickets. Real quick, last thing before I let you guys go and get some rest. Really, before I go to another meeting and then have to go back to memorizing lines. I'm like, ooh, it's getting close. I got to go back to my team. Because I have it, and then I go away from it, and then I come back to it, and I'm like, oh gosh, wait, is it still in there? I was gonna ask you if you could tell anyone who's like, oh, should I see the show or not? Like, who should come see this show? Who should spend that money, sit in our theater, and enjoy this show? If you're gonna tell anyone to come see the show, who would you tell, or what would you tell them? Dillon, what would you tell somebody who's like, I don't know if I should see the show?
I would say, give it a chance. It's got it might be golden age, that might not be your thing, but once you hear the music, once you see the scenes, you're gonna fall in love with it. I mean, The orchestra sounds amazing. The characters are amazing. It's worth your time. It really is.
And so many people too are gonna be like, I didn't know that song was from this show. Like,
right.
We've even had cast members that are like, my mom sang me Bushel and Peck every time I went to sleep, and I was like, yeah, it's from Guys and Dolls.
Yeah, it's a show too.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Emily, what would you tell somebody?
Oh, I just think it has something for everybody. I think it's a really cute little date night. I think it's fun for the guy who wants, who likes to go to Vegas with his guys, and it's fun for the girls who like to have girls. So it has a little bit of girls' night, a little bit of guys' night. It's fun for the family because like the music and honestly the colors, the costumes, it's visually pleasing. It's an aesthetic A+.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Sarah, what do you say?
I mean, my coworkers, musicals aren't your thing. You've never seen a musical. I mean, the dancing and the music, it's going to draw you in, just kind of what Emily said. And I think I've convinced a couple people that have never seen live theater to come. So I'm pretty excited
Yay!
about that.
Oh, that's awesome. Heck yes. That's the best. We always want to just get people in the doors. Once we get them, we'll give them a calendar. And then in a couple of years, they'll be auditioning just like Emily. So, what about you, Jason? What are you telling people?
I'm telling people that it's a classic and that it's a classic for a reason. And I agree with what Dillon said. Like, if you're not into Golden Age, whatever, like the second Runyon Land starts, you're going to have an emotional reaction to it. Like just the lights and the music alone and just Saturn dancing like is going to be enough for it to be like, okay, I'm in, like I'm locked in now. So yeah,
cool.
just come see the show and give it a chance.
I want to be Saturn when I grow up. Just the start of that, I'm like, I just want that. I want to bottle it and have it every morning.
Jackets? She looks great.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so awesome. And also local talent, everyone. Local talent. Local people. Dillon, real estate agent. Emily works at Museum of Modern Art. What is it? MoMA, right?
Amarillo Museum of Art.
Why did I say Museum of Modern Art? She commutes from New York. Amarillo Museum of Art, yes. Jason, in fact, it's at work right now. It's the good old 6 car. Woo! And then Sarah, of course, music teacher extraordinaire of Wolflin. How many years have you been there?
This is actually my 16th teaching year.
What?
I've only been there though, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. So you guys all have busy lives, taking care of children and taking care of of work needs and all this stuff, and then come to the theater and volunteer your time. So come support local theater. We all could use just a good time at the theater, escape a little bit to mid-century hijinks and you know, there'll be some gambling, there'll be some romance, there'll be some dulce de leche drinks. It'll be a good time at the theater for sure. Well, Dillon, Emily, Sarah, and Jason, I thank you so much for not only doing Thursdays at 3, but thank you so much for all your hard work in Guys and Dolls. Tonight's payday. Tonight, you guys get to have a little taste of all that hard work paying off. It's going to be absolutely great. And to push me to where I need to go and help cover any lines that I drop.
We got you, Jason. We got you.
Yeah. Huge shout out again to Travis. We hope that you're feeling well, and we can't wait for you to be back on our stage next weekend. Everyone else, don't forget, Guys and Dolls, come to the theater, 806-355-9991. Visit our website, amarillo.littletheater.org. Give us a call. Get those tickets. Bring those $10 for the raffle, and don't forget, if you're a Producer Circle member, you can pre-order those drinks beforehand. What a cool perk. That'd be great. All right, guys, we will see you in, like 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
Gotta go back and look at my lines. So, yeah.
You got this.
I love you guys.
Bye.
We'll see y'all in a little bit. See everyone else next week on Thursdays at 3. We'll see y'all later.